Jai Hind all of you. I am Dr. Rahul Bansal from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Gajwad. So this one is the next video lecture for the electronic devices KEC 301. So let us start. So in this video, we will be discussing about the chronic PIN model and EK diagrams, right? So in the previous video lecture, we had already discussed about the qualitatively the splitting of the allowed energy, these electron energies as the atom that are like brought together to form a crystal, right? And we have also discussed about the Pauli's exclusion principle, which says that like if we brought closer to the atoms, then the energy will be splitted, okay, and each electron will have the different energy levels, okay, different quantum states, right? So this was in accordance with the Pauli's exclusion principle that we have already discussed, okay. So the concept of allowed and the forbidden energy band can be developed using the previous knowledge that we have already discussed, okay. So we have to consider the quantum mechanics and the Schrodinger wave equation in this case. So if we combine these two, okay, then we have initially the potential function we have the potential function of the each isolated atom, right? So this one is a potential function, as you can see. So this potential function is varied with respect to the radial distance, which is dependent on r as 1 by r, okay, which is directly proportional to the 1 by r, right? Now as we move away from this, okay, then the potential will decrease in accordance with the radial distance, okay. And suppose that if I consider this energy level as E1, then this one is like E2 and so on, okay. So this is for the isolated atom, single isolated atom. Now if we consider the different atoms, okay, so this one is for the different atoms. So these atoms are like having the overlapping of the potentials. So if we see carefully, each atom is having its own potential. Now this potential will be overlapped at this point, if you see carefully, right? So that if we combine overall potential, so that the net potential will be this one. So this one will be the net potential, as you can see, right? So each atom will have contributed towards a potential, and they are all combined together to form this type of potential, okay. Now we can approximate this potential function and we can form the mathematical equation for this, okay. So this representation is called as the chronic PIN model actually, right? This periodic arrangement is called as the chronic PIN model. Now this one, if you see, this is the one dimensional periodic function of the chronic PIN model, right? So you can just see this is the approximate model that can be drawn from the previous discussion, okay. The net potential model that is derived using the Schrodinger wave equation and the single crystal like material, for the single crystal material. So we will have this one as the net potential, like it is the close proximity of the previous model that we have already discussed, right? Okay. So next theorem, that is called the Bloch theorem. So it actually defines the mathematical expression for the graphical representation that we have already discussed, right? So that previous graphical representation, okay, it can be represented as mathematically, right? So if we so this is defined by the Bloch theorem. So what does it say? It simply says that all one electron wave function for a problem involving periodic varying potential functions must have the form of ux is equal to sin x is equal to ux e raised to power j kx, right, where this ux denotes the periodic function, right. So this ux is the periodic function, and we have written the potential varying potential function periodically, right. You must notice that this is actually the position dependent function. This is independent on the time, right. So next, if you want to represent this in the form of time dependent also, time dependent as well as positional dependent, so it can be like represented as uxt is equal to sin xt is equal to ux multiplied by e raised to power j into kx minus e upon h dash multiplied by t. So this is the mathematical representation in terms of the time dependent as well as position dependent term, right. So how do we get this? So we already know this sin x is equal to ux e raised to power j kx, right. Now if you see carefully, sin x t, from the previous discussion we already know this thing, that sin x t is equal to sin x multiplied by sin t, phi t, okay, and phi t we had already derived in the previous video lecture, that is phi t was equal to e raised to power minus of j e upon h dash into t. So this we have already discussed, okay. So if we combine these two equations, that is equation this one and this one, okay, if I say this equation is equation A and this one is B, so if I combine equation A and B, what I will get is sin x t is equal to ux multiplied by e raised to power j into kx minus e upon h into t. So this is a mathematical expression that we have got, okay, after computing this. Now if we solve further this mathematical equation, it will have the form, that is m into v naught into ab divided by h dash square multiplied by sin alpha a divided by alpha a plus cos alpha a is equal to cos ka. Okay, I will let you know about each and every term that are defined in this. Okay, so this equation is actually derived from the this Schrodinger wave equation. Okay, if we solve for the potential function, right. So if you see carefully, this term that is there in the bracket, if I denote this as like p dash, okay, such that this equation, if I say this equation is equation 1, so equation 1 can be written as p dash sin alpha a divided by alpha a, okay, plus cos alpha a is equal to cos ka. Okay, now if you see carefully, this sin alpha a divided by alpha a is basically a sinc function, okay, and from our like previous knowledge we can draw the graph of the sinc function, that is it is having like this form. So this is actually the sinc function graphical representation. Now so we have already this value that is p dash sin alpha a divided by alpha a plus cos alpha a is equal to cos ka, and p dash is equal to m into v naught into ba divided by h dash square. Okay, so now if we want to understand the nature of the solution, first we have to initially consider that k is equal to 0. In this case, if we consider this as k is equal to 0, p dash will be equal to 0. Okay, so this term will be equal to 0 in this case. So P dash is equal to 0. What does it mean? It means that the particle is actually corresponding to the like it will be a free particle and there is no potential barrier, right? Such that this, if at all we consider that P dash is equal to 0, this term is equal to 0, right? Then this term, this whole term will be equal to 0, right? Now cos alpha A will be equal to cos Ka, right? So if we consider this cos alpha A is equal to Ka, it means that this K is equal to A. K is equal to A, right? Now if we solve for this alpha value, this alpha value is actually equal to root of twice of me divided by h dash square, right? Now this energy is actually converted into the kinetic energy. If at all we consider that as like electron is having like some kinetic energy, then this kinetic energy will be represented by the standard formula, that is half mv square, right? So this E is actually having the kinetic energy form, that is half mv square. Now if we put this as like half mv square, then we will have the value, that is m square into v square divided by h dash square root, right? Now this can be solved as this mv will be equal to p, that is momentum. If at all mv is equal to p, then this term can be written as p upon h, which is equal to k. So this alpha value is equal to k value, which is equal to p upon h, right? Now if we consider, now we can relate the energy and the momentum as E is equal to p square divided by 2m. So how do we get this? Actually E is equal to half mv square, na? E is equal to half mv square. Okay, so which is equal to 1 upon 2 m divided by m into v square, right? So which is equal to mv square divided by 2m, okay, which is equal to p square divided by 2m, where this p is equal to mv, that is the momentum, right? So E is equal to p square divided by 2m, right, which is equal to k square h square divided by 2m. So this p is having the value that is equal to k into h from here, right? So this E is having the value that is equal to k square h square divided by 2m. Now if we see carefully, this E is directly proportional to k square, where this k is actually the wave function, wave number, sorry, k is actually the wave number, and E is directly proportional to k square, because this is not, this h is having some finite value, this m is also having some finite value, so that this E is directly proportional to k square, right? So this E and the k holds a parabolic relationship. Graphically, if you want to represent this, so this is the graphical representation, okay? So this is how this E is related to k value, right? Now if we see carefully, this, if at all this p is increased, or you can say p dash is also increased, okay, it means that particle will become more tightly bound to the potential, well, or you can say it will more tightly bound to the atom. Now we can define the left hand side of the equation, that is f of alpha a. This term is actually a function of alpha a, right, which is equal to P dash sin alpha A plus cos alpha A, right? So this is actually a function of alpha A actually, right? Now, if you want to plot this function, so P dash sin alpha A divided by alpha A, as we have like already discussed, so this will be like a sinc function. So it can be represented as this one. Okay, so it will be a sinc function having the period of like it is repeating like from 0 to pi. Okay, at the pi value it is having the like 0 value, at 2 pi value it is having like also having the 0 value. Okay, it has the maxima at this angle equal to 0, right? So now if I want to plot cos alpha A with respect to alpha A, so it will be a cos function, simple cos function. Now this f of alpha A, it will be also a sinc function, right? So this will be a sinc function, right, as shown by this diagram C. Now if I want to represent in terms of the energy bands, okay, so in the like previous slide we had already discussed that we are having the different energy levels, okay, energy 1, energy 2, E2, E3, E4 and so on. Okay, so if I consider this as like lower energy level and this one as higher energy level, okay, so these are having the different energy levels, okay, first energy level, second energy level, third energy level and so on, okay, and they are varying with respect to the K value, right? So if we see carefully, this difference between the energy level, okay, if I say this one is the first energy level and this one is the second energy level, right, this upper portion of the first energy level and this lower portion of the second energy level, the difference between these two is called as the forbidden energy band, right? And the energy level between energy level within this energy band, if I say it is like E2 energy band, that is second level energy band. So gap between this this energy band is called as the allowed energy band, right? Okay, so if I want to represent this in the reduced space, so now we have the different energy band, so it is actually in the form of sinc function, na? So you can represent this as like sinc function. Okay, it is repeating itself like this one, right? So this is having the form of sinc function. Okay, now if you see, if I want to represent only this much of energy, okay, so this much of like K value I have already I'm considering. So this K value is having the value that is minus pi upon A upon 2 pi upon A. If I consider this as like this point is minus pi upon A and this one is pi upon A. Okay, in this condition this is called as the reduced K space, right? So this is having the reduced K space value. Okay, so so this one is all for this lecture. Thank you all of you. In the next video lecture we will be discussing about the second unit part. Okay, so in that we will be discussing about the direct band gap and indirect band gap semiconductors, okay, and so on. Thank you.